Welcome to the Unraveling the Scriptures channel. After all, what happened to the ancient Canaanites? This civilization mysteriously disappears from the sacred scriptures, leading many to claim that the Canaanites were extinct. However, we should question whether this extinction is truly a reality or just a hoax. In this video, I address the issue of the Canaanites, exploring their presence in the land of Canaan and other regions of the Middle East. I invite you to express your opinions through likes, comments, channel subscriptions, and sharing with others. That said, enjoy another video. The mystery of the disappearance of the Canaanites. Were they extinct? In Hebrew and Phoenician, Canaan is written as Nan. This civilization was one of the Canaanite-speaking societies that thrived in the southern Levant region of the ancient Near East during the late 2nd millennium BCE. Canaan played a significant geopolitical role during the Amarna period at the end of the Bronze Age, around the 14th century BCE, approximately 3,400 years ago. During this period, the region was an area of convergence and overlap of the interests of the Egyptian, Mitanni, and Assyrian empires. Canaanite cities played a vital role in the complex tapestry of antiquity, standing out as strategic and prosperous urban centers. Located in the geographical region known as Canaan, these cities were crucial for trade and cultural interactions between Egypt, Mesopotamia, and other civilizations of the time. Byblos, one of the prominent cities, was recognized as the epicenter of papyrus production, a crucial material for writing and recording information. Additionally, Byblos was a major seaport, connecting Mediterranean trade routes and facilitating the exchange of goods such as fine fabrics and exotic spices. Sidon and Tyre were renowned for their metallurgical skills, particularly in the production of bronze objects. These cities developed unique expertise in metal manipulation, creating valuable artifacts and contributing to the trade of luxury goods. Furthermore, Tyre stood out as an exceptional maritime center, building a reputation as a naval power in the Mediterranean with a feared fleet. Ugarit, another Canaanite city, gained prominence as a cultural and literary center. Using cuneiform writing, Ugarit's inhabitants recorded myths, epics, and administrative documents, providing a fascinating insight into the life and mentality of the time. Their inscriptions also offered valuable information about trade and diplomatic relations in the region. These Canaanite cities were not only trade points but were also marked by distinctive architecture, showcasing significant urban advancement. Impressive fortifications and grand temples adorned the skyline, bearing witness to the wealth and power of these urban centers. However, the splendor of these Canaanite cities gradually diminished due to internal conflicts and external pressures, with various powers such as the Egyptians and Hittites claiming control over the region. These events marked the decline of the Canaanite cities. Current knowledge about Canaan is largely derived from the Hebrew and Aramaic Bible, along with archaeological discoveries at sites such as Tel Hazer, Tel Megiddo, and Gezer. The name Canaan appears throughout the Bible, serving both as the name of a character and as a geographical term associated with the Promised Land. The Canaanites constituted the people who bore the name Canaan, thus assuming the role of an ethnic term encompassing various indigenous populations in all regions of the southern Levant, also known as the Land of Canaan. Canaan or Canaanites are the most frequently mentioned ethnic terms in the Hebrew and Aramaic Bible, used to describe tribes that, according to these scriptures, were descendants of Ham, through his son Canaan. The term Canaanites is recorded many centuries later as the endonym of the people, later known to ancient Greeks as Phoenicians, from around 500 BCE. After the migration of the Phoenicians and Canaanite speakers to Carthage in North Africa, founded in the 9th century BCE, the term was also used as a self-designation by the Punics, known as the Carthaginian civilization during late antiquity. Regarding the etymology of Canaan, the origin of the term is uncertain. An early explanation suggests that Canaan derives from the Semitic root nan, which literally means to be low, to be humble, or to subjugate, originally implying a lowland area in contrast to the land of Aram of the Arameans, meaning highlands. Others have suggested that it meant the subdued ones, like the name of the Egyptian province in the Levant, evolving into a proper name similar to the Roman province Nostra, the first Roman colony north of the Alps, which became Provence. An alternative suggestion by Ephraim Spicer in 1936 associates the term with the Hurrian language, kinahu, supposedly referring to the color purple, literally meaning purple or lilac, so that Canaan and Phoenicia would be synonymous with the land of purple, as found in tablets in the Hurrian city of Nuzi. In the early 20th century, the term kinahu seems to be employed as an equivalent to the purple dye laboriously produced by the Kassite rulers of Babylon, originating as early as 1600 BCE. On the Mediterranean coast, the Phoenicians also manufactured this dye from a byproduct of glass production. Purple fabric became a prominent export product of the Canaanites, abundantly mentioned in the Book of Exodus. The naming of the dyes may have been inspired by their places of origin. For example, the term Phoenicia seems linked to the Greek word for purple, possibly referring to the same product. However, it is challenging to assert with certainty the direction of influence between the Greek word and the name. The purple fabric from Tyre in Phoenicia was widely recognized and associated by Roman society with nobility and royalty. However, Spicer's proposal, as presented by Robert Drills, has largely been abandoned, though it persists in some circles. Some scholars relate the purple color to the Phoenician meaning in Greek and possibly to the interpretation in a Hurrian version of the Canaanite name. Additionally, some argue that the term Canaan was more ethnic, possibly denoting a darker or dark-skinned tone. In the Hebrew and Aramaic Bible, the Canaanites are mentioned approximately 160 times, primarily in the Torah, the books of Joshua, and also in Judges. The biblical narrative finds increasingly explicit support in archaeology, confirming the existence of this people in the regions of the cities mentioned in the Hebrew and Aramaic texts, thus strengthening the biblical accounts. The whereabouts of the Canaanites in modern times have been the subject of much speculation, with doubts about whether the Canaanites still exist today. While it is partially true that the Israelites, throughout history, repeatedly defeated the Canaanites, this claim cannot be considered an absolute truth. The Canaanites were indeed defeated on several occasions not only by the Israelites but also by other Semitic peoples and those of different origins inhabiting the Middle East and its surroundings. The disappearance of the Canaanites from history occurred in a mysterious and controversial manner. It is known that the Phoenicians, descendants of the Canaanites, were skilled navigators. They sailed towards various regions, including the Aegean Sea, ancient Italy, and other areas of southern Europe. They established strong ties with the peoples of the Aegean Sea in southern Europe, blending ethnically and genetically over time. Additionally, there was mixing with some Semitic peoples and others from the Middle East, such as the Persians. Although the Canaanites were defeated by various peoples, they survived to some extent in the DNA of specific groups in the Middle East and southern Europe. They do not exist today as a distinct people, as they were defeated, killed, or assimilated by different ethnic groups, losing their ethnic racial identity. However, Canaanite DNA is still present in some groups, such as Arabs, Jews, and other southern European peoples. Interestingly, Lebanese individuals carry a genetic percentage of Canaanite heritage from the ancient Canaanites in their veins. Moreover, Jews themselves, far from being an ethnically pure people descended from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, have traces of Canaanite heritage in their genome, a result of various intermixing throughout history, as also mentioned in the Bible. Currently, some people erroneously claim that contemporary Lebanese are direct descendants of the ancient Phoenicians, but this is not entirely accurate. Modern-day Lebanese have a genetic diversity that includes not only Phoenician heritage but also Arab elements and those from other peoples originating from Mesopotamia, such as Assyrians and Arameans, who have mixed over time. In addition to the Assyrians, there are genetic influences from Egyptians, Babylonians, and so on. Therefore, the Lebanese represent a mixture of Semitic and non-Semitic peoples, with a genetic predominance of Semitic peoples, including Arabs and Jews. Similarly, Italians have a Canaanite genetic presence in their veins, as do Macedonians and Greeks. Portuguese and Spanish, due to interactions with Moors or Saracens, likely also inherited a minority share of Canaanite heritage. These genetic mixtures throughout history have contributed to the ethnic diversity present in various populations. Thank you to everyone who has watched the video so far. God bless, see you soon.